How you doing? I'm Game. You watching Billboard.
Nigga blowing on that hell. Breaking down them trees. I'm out the door with that dro and them keys. Scooping up Chris and I'm hitting the freeway. Yeah. Got a whole zip of that perk. Got a couple hoes home with no clothes on. Get they roll on, let's twerk.
Trey Songz came out with his album. It was called Chapter 5, and I felt like he was stealing from me because everyone knows my album is 5. His came out and did his thing, and I was like, yo, for stealing my album title, you got to be on my album. And he was like, cool, you know, once you figure out what you're going to change the name to, then let me know. I changed the name to Jesus Peace because one song that I had on 5 was called Jesus Peace, and that's the only song that I needed if I was going to change the album to Jesus Peace. That was a perfect song. It had Kanye on it and Common Sense, and so I changed the album title. And then after that, I only had 2 months to finish the album because I had already been working on 5 for almost a year. I had deadlines to meet, but I wanted to scrap the old album and start fresh. So in 60 days, I had to really create what is now Jesus Peace. And so people, Rick Ross and Wayne, that were on songs that were on the old album had to redo verses to fit the concept. But everybody kind of got with it, from Ross, Weezy to Jeezy and Yeezy and everybody. I started working on it in 60 days, between me and Stat Quo and Cool and Dre, who are executive producers of it, that also produced, songs for me in the past that were huge. My Life, of course, and Hate It or Love It. We got it done.
Who the fuck scared now? Look.
Scared Now is this. It's my entire career has been sort of engulfed by all these different beefs and controversy, but it's like at the end of the day, I'm standing up on the top of the hill, the same place I've been since 2005, and it's like, who's scared now? Putting the song together, Black Metaphor did that beat. Real dope producer. He's dark and does a lot of gothic stuff. I brought Meek Mill in because on a beat like that, that's so slow tempo, his upbeat style will sort of complement, mine's, and so I brought him on a third. Plus, he's relevant and kids love him, and I'm a fan of him, so I was happy to have him on the intro.
Am I ARC murders? That's beef, nigga, no burgers. I'm insane and you sane.
Ali Boumaier is basically in Johannesburg. It means kill him, Ali, because they wanted him to, defeat George Foreman. And when we were doing that song, we didn't have a hook and we didn't have a name for the song. So Muhammad Ali came on the studio and they were like, Ali Boumaier. So I just named it that and made it the hook and flipped it. And I sent it to 2 Chainz, and he loved it, and he sent it back in like a couple days. And then Rick Ross came in and he did his thing, and that was it. But that's really one of my more favorite songs on the CD. I like the energy, and I think it's dope. And everybody loves 2 Chainz and Boss.
Tell him pray for me. It was God that brought Drake to
Jesus Peace title track. Kanye has been known for the Jesus Peace throughout his career. Common, man, if you can get Common on anything these days, it's just beautiful. This is my second time having Common on the album. My first and second verses just speaking on the death of Big and Pac again, as I always do. Just want to remind people that they are missed, and they were sort of black Jesuses in a sense in our genre, because when they died after that, then hip hop just opened up and everybody was able to rap, make money, start labels, and do things like that. So that's basically what that song is about. It's just about really a piece of Jesus, which is everything under the sun, basically.
She got on tights with the leather skin. She a rock star, bring the heavy metal in. Girl shaped like a
Pray was the last song recorded for the album. I'm a big fan of J. Cole, and I really wanted him to be on the song. And it's like, if he wasn't on the song, then I don't want to finish it. So I told him the concept, and mine was basically about a girl that I used to date, who was a good girl when I was a bad guy. She was a good girl. She got with this drug dealer, and he had her like running drugs, back and forth to Atlanta. She ended up getting caught with some, doing a year, and got out and had a son. And she was really down in luck. And so that's what my verse is about. J. Cole's is a little different. It's about his story, and I won't explain it for him. I'll just let people listen and give their own take on it.
My lady always on. She know I need it.
D'Angelo, like, who didn't love D'Angelo? I mean, who wasn't jealous of his, like, How Does It Feel video? Like, That's one of the, better songs, better R&B songs, in my life of listening to music, and I appreciated it, and I liked it, and so, I had Cool and Dre remake the beat, and when I remade the beat, just like Celebration, when you go on the radio with a single, it's always cool to incorporate the cool radio guys, and, it's a song for the ladies, and it was requested of me to, do songs for the ladies and have a couple of songs on the album for the ladies. Since most of my music has been street over the duration of my career from the early stages to now, so that one's for the ladies.
Name me king.
Name me king.
Name Me King is just, we've been around for almost 10 years, and we paid our dues, and we're still here, and that we deserve the right to be kings in our own right. You sort of feel kingish, and no one has really dethroned game yet, so name me king, and that's the way that I'm probably going to end my career. Not to take anything away from the great Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg, but I feel like those are icons at this point. And as far as just steadily consistently putting out albums and rapping, as far as the new generation is concerned, and it's me.
Real funerals, seldom lost juveniles, trying to be generals, be missing you.
See No Evil is a song about it's a song about my grandmother. This song is a song just about things that I've done, and at the end of the day, when it was time for it to get back to my grandmother, whether it would be joining a gang or really going hard in the streets, she just died with me in her eyes as a saint. And boy, man, I really miss her a lot. She right after high school, she passed away. She just loved me. The only love that I've seen since then is the love that I have for my daughter, and the love that my daughter has for me. When I look in her eyes, there's a different love that exists sometimes, and that's just it. And that was the relationship between me and my grandmother, now shared by me and my princess. So.
But I ain't trying to go to hell.
Father, forgive me.
Can't get it right is simply no matter how hard you try. You can try to be the best lawyer you can graduate at the top of your class in college, and there's always going to be somebody that's not pleased with it or something like that. K. Roosevelt, who is the Bruno Mars and Frank Ocean mix. He's young singer. I originally wanted to get Frank Ocean on it, and K. Roosevelt came in and wrote it for Frank Ocean, but he sounded so good that I no longer needed Frank. That song is a really good song. I think that's one of the better songs on the album, more meaningful songs, and I think that a lot of people will appreciate it. Heaven's Arms is the single moment after I take a shower, I get dressed, before I walk out the door heading to a club. I just feel like I'm like, heaven's got me, like no matter what, like as long as I stay positive and stay grinding, that heaven has just got his arms around me. So that's basically what the song's about, and it's real dope. The beat is up tempo, and that's one of my favorite songs. I really love it, and I'm glad that I was able to accomplish it. And I think that when people hear it, they'll understand exactly what I just explained to you. Hallelujah. It's just a real funny braggadocio song about what goes through my mind in church. And I got Jamie Foxx on it because he's the only singer / comedian that I know that's really great. So I brought him down, and he came in and he did it with me. I explained it to him, and he was down with it because he said that he shared some of the same sentiments when he goes to church. And that's pretty much how he started singing, was in church, and how he started, his comical presence, because he thought that things like that were funny growing up in whatever little small town in Texas he from. But so that's Hallelujah. Freedom is it's my rapping pattern on there is sort of old Sean Carter-ish. Just the style alone is sort of Reasonable Doubt-ish, and it's a dope song. Basically, the concept behind it was just that after 5 albums, I kind of got the freedom to be myself, and I can pick the producers, I can tell the label when when I want my album to drop, and I can pretty much say what I want. But Freedom is just a good hip hop track, and it's Nas-ish, it's Jay-Z-ish, and it's just like that classic like Just Blaze type of beat, and it's just a good song. We having a celebration. The last song of the album, because after a great album there should be a celebration. Getting Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, Tyga, and Wiz Khalifa on one record. It's not cheap. After you get them on the record, it's $1 million record. And after you get them on the record, to get them all to a video on one day in LA when everybody's rolling around touring and doing their thing was hard too. But we were able to accomplish it. Half of the reason is because I got a good rapport with all those guys, and throughout the duration of my career, I've made a lot of friendships and well respected in hip hop. Whether by force or just automatic love, I've got it done over the years, and that's it. We got it done, and Jesus Peace, the album is great. Day by day, slowly I'll increase the positivity in my life, try to deteriorate the negativity, and I'm just a work in progress, but no one down here is doing it faster or better than I am. We're all human, we share the earth together, and I appreciate everyone just as much as they appreciate or don't appreciate me. I'm just trying to better myself.
We having a celebration, let us stay high. We having a celebration, let us stay high.